Until now, we have been working with existing GIS layers and digitization. But what if the data you need doesn't exist yet? Today, we are going to create points, lines, and polygons exactly where we need them, all in this video. So let's begin. Using Quick Map Services, I have added an OSM data, or some standard base map over here. And on this, I will be digitizing my features. Now, to start, we first need a vector layer. You can do this by going to Layer, Create Layer, and New Shapefile Layer. I'll keep any name I want, and I'll select the location where I want to save this file. And in the Geometry tab, I can select any geometry, point line, or polygon, depending on what I need to draw. And under the Coordinates Reference System, I can select one that fits my projection. Usually, 4326 works best for global data, or a local UTMDR is for precise work. Now, I'll use WGS8 for only. And next thing I can do is add attribute fields like name, type, or ID. Now, ID is already given to us, so I'll add a field with name and type text. I'll add it to the fields list and I'll click OK. This will add a vector layer over here. Now, once this layer has been created, we can start drawing by clicking the toggle icon, the toggle editing pencil button. Then we can choose the Add Polygon Features icon, and you can start drawing. For example, I want to digitize this parking lot area. So, for point features, you can just click at any area and a point will be drawn. For polygon areas, though, you have to create a boundary around by left-clicking. And to close the shape, you can right-click. I will present its ID and name, and save it. When digitizing features close to each other, mapping ensures our lines and polygons connect perfectly, avoiding gaps or overlaps. So you can turn this on by opening the snapping toolbar and clicking this icon over here to enable snapping. Now if I draw a line, it will allow me to snap to this vertex of an already drawn digitized polygon. So I can extend this part now. And now write another icon. Okay. So as you can see, it increases your accuracy. And from over here, you can also increase or decrease the incentive tolerance according to your needs. Over here, it's 12 pixels by default. You can also use tracing, which automatically follows the outline of another feature. Perfect for adjacent polygons, like landfills or administrative boundaries. This feature helps keep your geometry topologically clean and precise. Now, while digitizing, you can also edit or update attribute data in real time. You can do this simply by opening the attribute table over here. Now you can edit it automatically because it is already toggled on for editing. You can add any feature and you can also add any Bye. You can add any field over here that you want, any feature that you want to add. And you can also change this later on as you go throughout, while digitizing features if any properties that you want to add. Combining geometry with clean attributes makes your dataset ready for analysis or styling later. So once I'm done digitizing, I can click Save Edits and then turn the toggling off. Now I can save this file at another place as well, but it is already saved at the location that I specified before. Now my new vector layer is now complete, fully editable, attributed. Asterisk, let's quickly recap what you learned today. How to shapefile and geopackage layers, how to digitize points, lines, and polygons, how to use snapping and tracing tools for clean, how to edit attributes while digitizing, and how to properly save and final asterisk, remember? Accurate geometry and clean attribute data go hand *** if this video helped you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more helpful videos on